What comes to mind when you think of a grid? Do you think of something that is clean, rigid, predictable, and meticulously spaced? Maybe you thought of what you might use a grid for, such as precisely graphing a mathematical equation, or as a guide for drawing, designing, or creating neater handwriting. What we probably don't expect is the organic and irregular grid the artist provides us with. The lines extend just a bit further than the square edges of the grid, and in the middle of the structure there is even an abrupt break in one line. If a grid's purpose is to guide, organize, and create accuracy or perfection, what might the artist be suggesting by making this grid imperfect? This sculpture, as the title suggests, involved the artist pouring molten iron into an open-faced sand mold. Upon closer inspection, the surface has additional lines carved into it, creating more grids where these lines intersect. Let's imagine for a moment what it may have been like to create this piece. The iron must have been incredibly hot to be able to pour metal, but it also must have still been very heavy. The artist must have spent quite a bit of time carving all these tiny lines into the mold of the grid. Finally, consider the size of the grid. Have you ever held a hammer or a metal frying pan? Iron is a heavy material. Can you imagine lifting this grid? The process of creating and showing this piece must have been very physically demanding. How might this insight change or add meaning to the sculpture?